Okay, good night, Shabbos, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today is the yard site, as we all know, of the Hachaim Hakadosh. Tezvav Tammuz, Erev Shabbos, Parshas Balak. As Baruch Hashem, we've had the schus to learn together the last few years. I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, and most importantly, to thank Hakadosh Baruch Hu for giving us the schus to learn together, to be nene from the tremendous chidushim of the Hachaim Hakadosh. I'm sure we hear good feedback that everyone's Baruch Hashem enjoying it. Also, we have to give Hakar Satoiv to the Dvar Torah Foundation, who puts in tremendous kaiches, resources, money, time, and effort into ensuring that we have the ability to promote and to be marbitz this year on different platforms. In addition, they provide weekly different publications, different methods of learning the Hachaim Hakadosh, and anybody that could be mishtatif would be a tremendous chizik to the people involved, and also be a tremendous chus. It's not free. There's expenses that come along with putting out the shiurim, and hopefully anybody that enjoys the shir and appreciates the learning, if they could be mishtatif, it will be a tremendous chizik to the foundation, to the Dvar Torah Foundation, to the people behind it. It'll be a tremendous chus for you. Now, over the years, we've discussed the biography a little bit of the Hachaim Hakadosh, Rav Chaim ben Moshe ben Atar, and we said some stories. Today, I want to just focus on two Hachaim Hakadosh, two pieces in the Hachaim Hakadosh, where the Hachaim himself talks about a little bit about himself. It's not a common thing. The Hachaim talks about himself in different things. Sometimes he mentions that he learned with his grandfather and different things that he heard. But there's a piece in Parshas Vayechi, a fascinating piece, so we're not going to learn it inside because it's very deep and complex. It talks about the Sitra Achra, the Samach Mem, different levels of the Samach Mem. But what the Hachaim writes is an unbelievable thing. He writes that he had a vision, or he had a mara, a chazon, of the Samach Mem. And the Samach Mem tried to attack the Hachaim Hakadosh. Hachaim writes that with his koyach, he was able to subdue the Samach Mem. For us to understand, we don't even understand what that means. But if we have a little bit of understanding where Yaakov Avinu fought the Malach of Esav, right, we understand a little bit the koyches of the Yetzer Hara. And if the Hachaim was able to say that he was able to fight back and to push back against the Samach Mem, he actually describes there are two parts of the Samach Mem. One part he was able to easily overcome. The second one, he said it was much more difficult, but Baruch Hashem, ultimately he was able to subdue the Samach Mem. So much so that it's Yedua that the Hachaim Hakadosh daven the different tikkunim and different inyanim to bring Mashiach, and he was answered, and Hashem said in Shemaim, they said okay. He was more kadosh than, I guess his kedusha was able to overcome the Sitra Achra, the Samach Mem, the Yetzer Hara. It was so overwhelming that the only way the Yetzer Hara was able to fight back was he enticed other people, as it's brought down, to do Averis. Some say it was on Yom Kippur, others say it was different time, but he was able to cause people to do an Averis, so much so that there was a terrible Gzar Din on Klal Yisrael as a result of what happened. And Memela, the Hachaim Hakadosh went into seclusion, and he said that instead of Chas v'Shalom punishing Klal Yisrael, they should take his life away. And a year later, Tezvav Tammuz, he passed away. There's other stories. The Chida was one of his main Talmidim, especially when he moved from Morocco. He went to Italy, and then from there he went to Eretz Yisrael Hakadosh. The Hachaim writes in another piece in Parshas Truma that there are secrets that he knows that are revealed to him, but he can't put it down on paper because it's not for everyone to see. Now, the Hachaim wasn't a person who was about gaiva chas v'sholom in any way, so the fact that he writes this, it shows that on what a level of kedusha and tahara and koyach haTorah that he had. So, Befrat, today we learn from his different chidushim. We learned many fundamental ideas in Yiddishkeit and Avodah. We see how much he knew in Rambam. He brings different pilpulim in the Rambams, different shilas from the Gemara, and his Mechadesh, different Chidushim. You also see his tremendous idea in human psychology, and you see his tremendous idea in Kabbalah, in Dvarim Nistarim. But one of the most important things I think that we could take out is his tremendous ahava to Hakadosh Baruch Hu and the Torah. You see how many different ways he writes, he describes Hakadosh Baruch Hu in so many different tiurim and titles, and how much he loves the Torah. He has so many stylistic and poetic ways how he describes the love, the kedusha of the Torah, of the Avodah. And everybody knows the famous Hachaim. If we would be able to understand the Torah, right, and we would taste the sweetness of the Torah, we would become a sugar. Now, only somebody that reached that level would be able to write it. And there's no doubt in my mind that the Hachaim reached that level. So if today we could be machazik ourselves to continue to learn the Hachaim. Every time we learn the Hachaim, we gain a little bit more insight. We are davik to the tzaddik, we are davik to the Torah of the tzaddik, right? His sois of divers bekaiver, and more importantly, he will be a melis yosher for us. Tzaddik is gedol tzaddikim, bisasim yosim imachayim. We can't be by the kaver, so at least we can learn his Torah. It's as if you're there. And the Mela, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the schus of the Hachaim, the schus of learning Torah, the schus of being machazik ourselves, Hakadosh Baruch Hu will shower us with shefa, bracha, and atzlocha. Amen. Ken Yiratzon.